I think I might have to just chill out on the game, just making my head look really small.
Okay, day 52. I'm back in Chiang Mai. Delighted to be home. Had a great time in Sydney, but it's good to be home. It's always good to be home. Get back into a routine, start eating healthy again. Start getting back on the program. I've got about 4 kilos to gain in 30 days, less than 30 days, to hit my target weight of 80 kilograms. I'm sort of hovering around 76, I think, at the moment. So I'm really pleased with my progress. We've still got a bit of work to do. Anyway, so just got back yesterday, so no gym today. I thought I'd just give myself a rest, a bit jet lagged. So I'm going to fill in today with an interview with my dearest mother-in-law, Barb. This interview took place just a few days ago in Sydney. Barb turned vegan about 16 months ago, and it's had a massive impact on her life. So here's a quick interview with Barb to find out the changes that have happened since she turned vegan, all positive. You want to sit in that one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I say, it won't take too long. And I'll just follow your prompts.
Okay, Mindful Gains, day 49. We're still at St Hubert's Island at Uncle Rodney's house. It's a bit rough, you know. We nearly had enough of staying here. It's sort of a bit below our standards, but it's our last day today. And I just wanted to chat to my mum too, I call her. This is Beck's mum, my mother-in-law, Barbara Ann. And I think, when was it when you came to Phuket? Maybe?
It was July 2015.
So, no,
Yeah.
it wasn't. It was
16, 17?
17. 16.
16. Sorry.
So maybe 15 months ago, well more than that now, isn't it?
It's
It's more like 18
months.
months. 18 months ago. And Beck had sort of just started transitioning to a vegan, and I remember texting Barb saying, I hope you're looking forward to staying at our house. We only eat vegetables and fruit now. And, oh no, I said, Beck's turning vegan, and I got a message back saying, well, what are we going to eat?
Yes.
So she wasn't overly thrilled with the news that we were turning vegan, and she was a bit concerned coming to stay, wondering what it is we were going to eat. But she came and she got on board, and she kind of just jumped right in and enjoyed it, I think, and sort of took it back home to Dubbo. So I just want to ask Barb a few questions because she lost weight. Which is one. I mean, how much weight did you lose?
I probably lost about 6 kilos.
So she lost 6 kilos, but she wasn't.
I wasn't big to
She
start
wasn't big
with,
to start with, so it was a healthy weight loss. But what I really want to talk about in this particular case is Barb had high blood pressure and her cholesterol was creeping up, and her doctor was advising that she takes medication. So what happened, Barb?
Well, when I was quite determined once I started on the vegan diet or way of life that I would be able to get myself off my blood pressure medication and be then focused on not necessarily going on any cholesterol medication. So in the last 18 months I've been able to achieve both those things.
Yeah.
It took me 12 months probably to get off my blood pressure medication and stabilised. And my cholesterol went down from 6.2 to 5.8.
Yeah.
So I didn't need to take any medication. And my doctor was really surprised because when I said to her that I was going off my blood pressure medication, it's like, oh, I don't think that's a very wise thing.
Great doctor.
Yeah. And you know, and I thought, well, I can do this. I can get off it.
Yeah.
And as I say, it did take a little while, but I monitored my blood pressure.
Yeah.
So I wasn't being silly about it.
And now you don't take the medication
Now I
at all?
don't take the medication at all. I haven't done for probably 8 months.
Yeah.
And my blood pressure is normal.
Excellent.
Yeah.
It's amazing. So yeah, Bob was able to reduce her cholesterol, reduce her blood pressure, and get herself off the medication just through transitioning to a plant-based diet. And a doctor advised her against it, which is just it's crazy. But any other benefits?
I think the variety of food that we eat now is way better. It's more exciting. I find cooking a lot better.
Yeah.
But you know, the one thing I think, and I've said this before, is I am a happier person.
Yeah, I was gonna bring that up. I definitely agree with that.
Yeah.
I think since you became vegan, you're a lot more calm. You're happier. You're more balanced.
Yeah, definitely.
This is a real interesting point. I think it's a point that isn't talked about a lot. But how can Barb be a happier person just through a change of diet? I don't know the exact answer. I'm not an expert, but what I do know is for sure this has happened to Barb. She's much happier, more balanced. I've witnessed it. I've seen it firsthand. The only thing it can really be attributed to is the fact that the food she's eating now is fresh, unprocessed. She's eating a lot of raw foods that aren't tampered with, that aren't heavily processed with chemicals like meat and dairy and heavily processed foods. They're all tampered with chemicals, preservatives, growth hormones, antibiotics, all these things that are not meant for humans to digest. All these things that are put in foods for profit gain, to preserve foods, to make foods cheaper to produce. They're not safe, but the people who are putting these things in the food don't really give a shit whether they're safe or not. They only care about their bottom line. So I think it's a point that needs to be talked about more, because I think it's having a huge impact on a lot of people's lives. Depression now is absolutely rife, and I think the food that people are eating plays a much bigger role in that increasing depression than people realise.
So that's amazing, excellent. So, I guess what are the questions? Dubbo is a place. It's a country town. It's not a big city. It's quite far from Sydney, and veganism is pretty much unheard of back in Dubbo. So, what do your friends think of it?
Oh, I think they appreciate what I'm doing, and they certainly help. But it's really interesting when you say, you know, well, I no longer eat meat, and I don't eat eggs, and I have soy, or I have my almond milk, and you know, one friend in particular says, oh no, I couldn't give up meat. I just love my meat. I couldn't give up meat.
Yeah.
And it's a little bit hard sometimes to, what do you come back with?
Yeah.
You know, you've nearly got to try, but you've got to want to do it.
Yeah.
You've got to want to have that change. But yeah, they don't, you know, if we all go out and eat together, there's always, or if we cook when we're at home with them, we always have, you know, plant-based meals, different things, curries, chickpeas.
So everybody eats that? Or
Yeah,
they just make it for you?
everybody eats it. Yeah,
that's good.
everybody eats it. So, and we've also changed our nibbles. You know, if we have nibbles before we have a few drinks or something, we no longer have the cheeses and the bickies. We now have the olives and the hummus and the carrot sticks, and I think everybody enjoys that as well. So
excellent. In terms of your shopping, your weekly shopping, as your bill come down, is what?
Definitely not eating meat. I was never a huge meat eater, but just not having to buy meat. It's so much cheaper. It's surprising, and I find now, you know, as long as you have your cupboard stocked with the basic things that you need, you can always make a meal.
Yeah.
So I enjoy that, and I enjoy, my curries. I probably enjoy curries more now than I used to. Definitely changes your taste buds.
Yeah.
And the variety of food that you can eat. So, it's been good.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks for talking to us, Barb. So that's Beck's mum. Amazing. She's achieved loads in just over a year. Pete the vegan. That's Beck's brother. He's lost loads of weight. Jo, Beck's sister, apparently is coming on the wagon. She's been trying this week, and we'll see how she goes. So that just leaves you, Bradley. We're coming for you.
Yes, Bradley.